Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Live with Roger Hanson. Today, I wanted to get back into, I'm doing my topic on gaming, and I have Karma Love here. Welcome, Karma. and
Hi everyone.
bef- Before I get started, I wanted to let everybody know that I'm doing screen capture, and there's going to be a lot of seeing my OBS and stuff like that. But the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going into another emulator, kind of showing everybody what it's all about and stuff like that. So I need to use screen capture rather than changing from screen to screen. So with that, I'm going to tell you what the emulator is called. It's called RPCS. And out of all of the emulators that I've been using, this one is probably the one that I think is the best out of all of them. For you to get the emulator itself, you have to go to rpcs3.net, and they have a 64-bit download, and I believe that you can get it. Yeah, you can get it for Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and free BSD. So it's available to a lot of computer programs if you guys are interested in getting it. I also wanted to tell you, once you download that, you can do like I did, or you can download it into your app data, whichever one. But what I did is I just downloaded it into an empty file that I named emulators, and it came down into here where I have all my emulators in their own folder right here. And this is my RPCS3 folder, and it just downloads all of this. So you get this set up. Down here is your application file. And what I did with that is I right-clicked here, and I went up and I created a shortcut. And after I created the shortcut, I went over here and I put it in on my screen, and as you see, I've got it down here too. And how I did
Your
that,
screen isn't sharing on this side, just so you know.
it's not sharing. It's probably in the blocker thing. Let me see. I've got to find out if maybe the settings are set up, because I was talking about that before, where there's certain things they aren't seeing. Let me see here. Properties. There we go. Yeah. It shows that you're not seeing my screen at all. Oh yeah,
No,
hold
I
up.
see the
I know what it
chat.
is. I know what you're talking about now. I have to switch it to screen share. Yeah, I was saying that earlier or before I started it. I didn't do screen share on here. There we go. That way you can see it too. Can you see it now?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. Yeah, on the OBS I did it to where it screen shared, but uh, on the Jitsi it wasn't doing it. I forgot to switch it over. Okay, so basically here is the website that I went to, and to get the download it, you go to rpcs3.net, and you come down here and you hit download, and like right here, it's a PS3 emulator, It supports C++ for Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and FreeBSD. So it's available for a lot of programs on the computer, and that's a one plus that I've seen there too. But then I also wanted to show the what I did. Now you can go into your local disk drive C and put it in your app data like some people do, but on this game you can also just bring it into your documents and create an emulators file, which I did right there, and then download it into here. And this is where I got my RPCS3 in my documents, and it just downloads all of it. And then right here is the application. You look for that one, you right click on it, and you come up here and you just create a shortcut. So, and you can run as administrator too if you want to, but I've never had to do it with this program, so it's up to you if you want to do it. But I come up here and I create a shortcut, and it'll pop down underneath this. Then I cut and paste. I cut it and paste it here on the desktop. And then down here you'll notice that I've got it right here on the bottom too. And what I did with that was it gives you an option to pin a program right here to here, actually it should be in here, pin to start. And when you do that, when it's popped up right here, it'll stay here. So all I have to do is come in here, click on that, and it'll fire right up. So this is basically what it does, and it'll ask you if you want to update because there's a new version of it available. Now I always do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I always do it every time. And if there's any updates that goes into it, it just takes care of it right there. Then you have your log and your TTY. Make sure everything went through. Now, the thing that sets this apart from the other ones is it has all of this right here. It has all your information. But over here too, you have compatibility. All right, it's telling me that this is what's the compatibility of these games with the computer that I'm running with this program. So these are in the yellow, which they can be played, but there's problems. You know what I mean? Like you'll have little problems with it, and that's for Infamous 2 and I believe Lost Planet right here. That's really, really good. And if you want to, you can also click on here and you can check game compatibility. Come down to here and click on that, and this is what it does. It brings you to their website where you can see where it is, like playable is green, in-game is yellow, and then intro, they just added that, I think, because I've never seen it before. And then loadable is here, and then nothing is here. So that's what those the color references mean right over here. And if you want to double check by going to the website, or you want to check ahead of time if the game is compatible or if there's any problems with it, this is where you need to go to. And they keep this updated too, so before you decide if you want to play a game or not, you can come to the NPC or npcs3.net/compatibility page, and it'll show you what you want to find. And then they got build history too right there, so you can come through here. You got just tons of information on just this one game. So This, like I said, this is probably the best game I've found out of all of them, or the best emulator I have. So you go get your game, you come in here, and you get the download, and after that, you pop up this, like I said, and over here it says install firmware, I believe, or you can add games. So you come here to add games, go to documents where your emulator file is, and you just, I have mine as emulator games. Besides, this is the emulator, and I have another folder for emulator games. And inside of it, I have another folder in there for specifically RPCS3. And I created these files too, by the way. So set it up to where you have emulator games and then the games that you're playing in it. So you come in here and you pick one of these. Okay, and what it does is it will, once I hit select folder, it'll add it to this library right here automatically for you. Now I believe it will also install firmware and packages and wraps and stuff like that. So then right here you can remove firmware, create firmware, cache. You can do the same here, and then it has boot recent, which this is the last game that I booted on here, which was Infamous 2. And then I have the one, it's a list of them. So if I don't want to come over here and just click on these, I can do it the hard way. Just come in here and boot recent, which it's not even that much complicated, because all you got to do is just click on this and it'll start booting it. Now this isn't the game, this is the digital manual that you get with the game, so it's not like gonna fire up Infamous 2. Just wanted to show a demonstration of how it looks. This is these are PlayStation 3 games too, so it's not like the retro for Pokemon like I did last week. And while I was doing this too, I'll also bring it up that having emulators isn't illegal. And if you want to use ROMs or ISOs, the legal way to do it is to use ROMs and ISOs that you create off of your own cartridges or your own disk. Now,
You make this right here? That's just your collection. I was thinking it was a video game you designed yourself. Okay.
No, not Infamous. I wish. This is probably the greatest game ever made, being honest. It's fun. But that's basically the process of how it pops up. And then when you want to go out, you say, it says, do you really want to exit? You just hit yes. Now, with the game, it's down here, and this is the actual game. That one failed. It's probably because here's the game right here. And this is how it does. Now on
that looks dope.
Yeah. Now on what I was saying before was now if you go and you get them off the internet, the ISOs or the ROMs, that's considered piracy. But I'm not gonna be the judge on that. That's your call on what you want to do and what you think's right and not right. So I'm not going to say it's bad or good. It's up to you guys to decide. So. You can put this in full screen too, by the way. I keep it like this for streaming purposes. I want to be able to watch my OBS while it's being played. So I usually sit it over here. Yeah, let's see. There we go. I have my controller already set up, but I can go through and show you guys how to set your controller up after this. I'll show you why this game is so cool, Karma. See that?
Him scaling the building? They do that on Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, but they don't do this, do they?
Oh dang, look at his pack on the back though.
Of that.
No, they definitely do not.
And you can be a good guy.
Glass looks like ultraviolet, right?
And
Oh, you could be on either side.
You can be a good guy or a bad guy. It's your choice. Now these power lines right here. See these?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this.
No, I don't see no power lines. Nah, I see them. Oh, no, that's lit. Whoa, boys, look. Can you do it again? Look at it.
Yeah, I got another one right here.
That's just the right again. When you playing out the song, check out what it did.
Oh my god, that's so nice.
No.
I really want to watch that movie though.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Can you put that on TV?
This is a show.
But that's what and like I said, this is the best emulator in my opinion. Like right here, if I wait, let me figure out what button I'm trying. There we go. Right there. At those power lines, you can travel all over town.
That thousand. You thousand.
I see I can get carried away with this, so I better get off here because I'm actually trying to like do a tutorial of some kind. It's not really a tutorial, it's just showing you guys what I'm doing, but
You finished your food? Look, it's in Florida. The Florida's on the bottom. That's it.
It's the beast.
Should boil out.
It's a pretty good game, and that's one reason why my gamer name's Infamous. To be honest, I was inspired by this game to make it my gamer name, so it's a really good game.
That's why I thought it was the game you designed, because it had your name.
Yeah, I wish, being honest. My nephews actually introduced me to that game, and a lot of people like to, compare it to like Spider-Man and everything, but nobody realizes like Infamous was doing this like years before the new Spider-Mans came out on video game, like this is
the
part
boys are
two.
like, it looks like Fortnite. When they were at summer camp, some kids have Fortnite, and they saw Fortnite over there. I don't let them play it, so when they're looking at it, they're like, "Oh, it looks like Fortnite," and they wanted me to tell you that. I said he probably knows it looks like Fortnite, but it's not.
Now, Fortnite is more of a, well, it's got a lot more stuff involved with it. Like you can actually create your own stuff on there and your own weapons. You can even make the area that you're in look like Alice in Wonderland, or you can turn it into a wrestling match, a wrestling arena.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it does have more capabilities.
Yeah, they only got to play a little while. Like that was one of the standard games they actually had at their summer camp, which I kind of got on them about because it's like not everybody's parent lets their kids play violent games.
Yeah.
And people don't know that though.
Fortnite's pretty adult content.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was random that they had because the kids' age stemmed from 4 up to teenage years, but like they were letting the 4-year-olds play, and that didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Hmm.
And every time Juice came home from playing, he had a bad day. He got real aggressive. I mean, it was like almost immediate that he would respond in that way.
Hmm.
And they'd be calling me. I'm like, don't call me because you got him sitting on Fortnite. Like, don't try to call me now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's had a great day until it's time for video games. Gee, I wonder you got him sitting in front of
Yeah.
Fortnite. Don't call me. I'm not gonna be there. It's gonna take a while. I'm out
Yep.
of town. I'll be there in a little bit. That's crazy. Yeah.
So
Fortnite
now,
is intense.
so now here is the configuration. First starting out, I wouldn't mess with a lot of this stuff. Now, what I would say is to come in here and look for your controller, and that's usually in it's been a while since I've had to look at it, but yeah, here it is. It's in your configuration. You come down here where it says pads, you hook up your controller right here, and if you're using an Xbox, up here in this area that I got with my mouse, you put X input, then you right here where it says devices, you put X input number 1, and then you have to go through, you click on up, and then on the each area where you have to go, like on the D-pad, you hit up and it syncs it up, and you go through here where the stick is, the thing that you move around, the knob. You point it up, left, right, down. You have to sync all this up, and then this is L1, and this is your trigger, which is L2. Then select start, and then your PlayStation button, which you don't usually have to do because it's PlayStation. Then so forth and so forth. But your face buttons, that's your Y, X, B, and A. You sync all that up, and then your right stick, which is opposite of the left stick, because now they got 2 of those sticks on the controllers instead of 1, and they generally look like this on PlayStation, but on the Xbox controllers, usually they got 1 here and then 1 down here. So once you're done with all that, you hit save and it'll save it. But down here is kind of cool too, because you have a stick preview, and like the sticks I was telling you about, like you see those dots. Those dots move according to how I move my stick, so it'll show
Which
you
dots? Which ones?
The ones right here.
Oh, okay. You talking about the joystick? Yeah. You calling them dots? Those are the actual controls on the PlayStation. Like the dots, I'm looking like for the 3 dots on Jitsi.
Now, if you want to see how precise it is, or if they're working, you come in here and you just move your stick, and you notice the dot in the center is moving, so you can tell they're working. Then like here on the right one, so that's a pretty good tool, and most emulators don't have that, by the way. Like this is one of the very few that do, so it's actually pretty useful. And then if you have 2 controllers, you can come in here to player 2 and set up a player 2 joystick so that 2 people can play. And just you plug in 2 controllers into the same computer, and bam, you're playing together. And you can have up to 7 players on this one. So I only need
Oh
one.
wow, you can be you can do more than you can do to a regular console.
Yeah.
7 player, yeah, I think they tap out at like 4 on the regular console.
And I mean, I know a lot of the younger ones are thinking like PS3 is old school and it's out of date and everything, but it's really not. I mean, I know a lot of people who still today are playing PlayStation 3, so and they're still good games. There's a lot of good PlayStation 3 games, so this isn't a bad idea to have, even if you do have a PS5 or a PS4 or whatever you're playing. This is really good for PlayStation 2. And another thing that I wanted to mention too, which I should have mentioned, but like right here in the emulation, like say you're playing, I hit play, and the game is playing, right? I'll start it up so I can show you. So say the game is playing, and I want to pause it so that, like maybe my character freaking is in a bad situation and I have to get up, go to the bathroom or something, and I don't want to die. What I can do is come in here and I can hit pause, and that game will literally pause exactly where it's supposed to pause. Then if I want to hit resume, and the game starts up. Now right here's a good way of showing you. See, it just stops dead right in the beginning.
Yeah, you pause on Minecraft, you're going to die regardless.
Mm-hmm. Now if I want to restart it, I hit restart, and it just restarts the whole game over right there in emulation. And then it has to stop. You can stop the game too. And you can get these games, I believe, off of Vim's Lair too. I believe he does provide PS3 games, but I'm not sure. And like I said, out of all the websites that I trust, Vim's Lair is probably the only one that I trust completely. I mean, I've had absolutely no problems with any of the ROMs that I've gotten from there. And I'm not endorsing piracy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also telling you, like, just to be safe, because there aren't too many reliable websites out there. So when somebody who you trust tells you, hey, you can get one of these from this website, then this is where you need to go, because it's not finding too many trusted sources even. If you know somebody who's into it and they've found that this website is good to go to, then cool. You know what I mean? But don't take a stranger's word for it. I'd rather try it on my own, because if I have to, because if something is spammed or it's a bad file, at least I can blame myself, so that's just the way I feel about it. I always make it a point to warn people, because you can say I'm encouraging piracy, or you can say I'm preventing people from freaking causing harm to their computers. Either way, I just don't want people walking blindly into it. But Vim's Lair is right here. You can find it in the search engines. I go to the vault, and in the vault you got PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, you got the original PlayStation. They've got all of these games right here. So I come to PlayStation 3, and right here they got God of War 3, Skate 3, NCAA Football 14, Spider-Man Web of Shadows. You even have Minecraft PlayStation 3 edition. So you can play the PlayStation 3 edition of Minecraft on the computer. So I think that's cool. I mean, being honest, because I'm big on Minecraft too, or I used to be. So the fact that you can play the PlayStation 3 version on the computer now with an emulator is just cool as heck.
I've been wanting to play it on the computer. It costs like $30 to download it, so I didn't. And I just been doing it on an iPad. But because you have that Buildcraft thing and the kids and I be watching the videos, I was thinking about putting it on my laptop, even though I have a lot more other things to do than perfecting my Minecraft skill.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like I said, it's like $30, so I was just like, no, I'm not gonna buy it. But yeah, so that is cool. Good to know anyway.
Now, let's see. And like I said, this is probably the only one that I would 100% say is a good website to go to. And I'm not going to pop up any of the other ones, you know what I mean? Because I can't say that about any of the other websites. Even when it comes to the retro games, I can't do it because you're taking risks on these websites. It's a hit and miss, and I don't know who the guy is that does Vim's Lair or whatever, but whoever it is, he really cares about the games and how he's doing it, because like I said, I haven't found any of them that are spammy or anything. They're pretty decent. So, and he's got a whole library of them in here. He's put a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog, you know. So, what do you think?
Sonic is a classic. Sonic
Yeah.
is a classic and a fave. Yeah, I love Sonic. See, I wish that I could figure out a way. Like, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. You remember them?
Yep.
Yeah, they're on there too, right? I think
Yeah.
I feel like
Now,
I saw Crash. I don't
Here's
remember
another
seeing
thing I should
Spyro.
probably mention since you brought that up. Up here on the right hand side, it says find a game. Okay.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So you come up here and you type in Crash.
I need to bring it up. Nice.
You see, and Crash Bandicoot.
Mm-hmm.
I keep messing up. How do you spell Bandicoot?
Oh, yeah, no. Mm-mm. I'd be phonetically Bandicoot.
Bandicoot.
Hold on.
Let's see if I can. Bandicoot.
Let me see if I can search it on the internet to get the right spell. I think it's like the Q though, Bando. Shoot, no.
Actually, I should have had it in the vault. I had it on the Sega games. So go into just the vault first, and then type in Crash. Cause here we go.
Bandicoot.
All right, hold up.
Bandicoot.
Bandi. Crash.
COOT. It looked like that's probably it right there where it says at the top. It says it's on Xbox. I never played
here
it on
is, here
Xbox.
it
So I've
is.
only
Yeah,
played it on.
you're right. Crash and Spyro Super Pack.
Uh-huh.
Crash and Spyro.
Oh man, they got them both together. Shut up, boy.
They got part volume 1, 2, and 3.
Spyro is so dope too. That's why that's really neat. They got a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
That's
Nope.
it, yeah.
And over here they've got the flags next to them, and this indicates the region where the emulator was created. So, oh shit!
Oh, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I dropped my controller. It was sitting
Well, at
on
least
my
you ain't
lap.
dropped yourself.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, what did you fall out the chair?
it drives me nuts when I do that too. I hate dropping my controller.
Because I dropped all my cards last night on my show. I dropped all of them and I was just reading them off the floor. Like, I'm not going back down there. And I'm like reading the cards off the were like, okay, it does this, it does that. It was crazy.
But yeah,
Oh, that's why you're crying, because it's raining. She keeps crying, the cat, and I was wondering why she was upset, but it's because she...
hate going out in the rain.
But it's hardly raining anymore. It's just a light drizzle. But she wants to be out here because I'm out here. It feels so good. It's been hot all day, and so it cooled it down.
No, like a Crash right here. I won't download it, but I'll just kind of show what it looks like. And it's right here. You can play it online, or you can download it. No,
If you download it, go ahead.
if you play it online, you just get this right here. You hit start.
That's
game.
what I be doing for Tetris. I had it downloaded and then I undownloaded it and I just play it online. But like when you download it, it seemed like it run glitchy on mine. It run like it's a text file. Like I don't know, I must be downloading it something wrong or something, because when I attempted to put it on the Mac, it did something crazy.
Now, which emulator was you playing it
I was on this. I was on the Vault and I was attempting to get Tetris that day that I started with Tetris.
Oh.
Yeah, it was wild.
Now, let me see. There's yeah, this is in Game Boy Advanced. So,
oh, do we have it on PlayStation?
Now, Game Boy.
I never played it on Game Boy.
You see right up here where I have it highlighted?
Yeah.
When you go to look at it, you find out what game system is, or it's on, and you have to have the emulator that goes with that. Now, when you do the emulator with the game, it'll be a lot smoother. I have Gambit, so that's the black and white one. I don't know for sure if it would work the same with, but I'm pretty sure it would if I used it, so.
Come here, fat cat.
But I just showed a Gambit last week and everything, so later on.
I watched the stream. I watched the stream because I missed it. I watched it, and yeah, but it's better for me when you explain it to me so I can stop you and ask questions. I didn't watch all of it. I watched a bit though.
No. Now on
it was
that,
only 35 minutes.
On that one, or even on this one, okay. I'm not like trying to do it in a tutorial kind of format. What it is, like if you see it and you want to do it yourself, like go to the part where you have to do each step, okay? Like do the first step, pause the video. When it's done, hit play and see what the next step is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're not doing it in the explanation. You're just doing it as an introduction,
right.
Like introduction to the space. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I recognize the difference. Come here, baby.
That's what I'm just kind of like trying to show you how to do it in the order that I do it, you know, and just follow along, hit pause, and when it's done, go to the next part that I'm talking about, and it should be fine. Now, right here, it'll come in a compressed zip file.
Yeah, see, okay. I need you to show me this because...
what I do with the compressed zip file, that goes into my downloads, okay? So, I don't put it...
So when it comes on, that's when it downloads it. Asks me if I want to download it, and I download it, and then I add it to my application. You know how to do it on the Mac?
I've never owned a Mac. I know that the Macs that my family members have on the phone is Mac, but I don't have any knowledge of Macintosh. So that's now I should point that out too. On Windows, this is how I do it. So this doesn't apply to like anything when it comes to Macintosh. But
Windows is Microsoft?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, I just realized that.
Mm-hmm. So what I do is whenever the download wants to send it somewhere, I make sure it goes to the downloads, and I've already got a file on my downloads, I can show it to you guys. So let me see. Here is here's another one. This is a zip file. Okay. So if I want to unzip this, I go to instead of going to extract here, I can extract it directly into my documents where I have my emulators. So I hit hit extract files, and this will pop up here. Now I'm messing up. Okay, so this will pop up, and there'll be this ad. You just get rid of it. Right here, it'll show the game that you got, and then these 3 buttons. I click on those 3 buttons, and over here on the left hand side, I go to Documents, bring it down to Emulators, which it's already into. Let me back up. I go into Documents, then I go to my emulator games, and that one was a game that was on Vim's Vault was a Game Boy, and I don't have Gambit, but Gambit is in my Mupon, maybe. No. Oh, I put all my Gambit stuff inside of RetroArch, which they can play on RetroArch too, and I can go over that on another video how to do it, because it's probably the most common emulator when it comes to retro games. So
is RetroArch? It's not in relation to retro gaming. It's just is that a program or something?
Well, it's like this emulator right here, the one that I was showing you, this right here.
Yeah. So it's not like, because you game with retro gaming. You're saying when you're saying retro art, it sounds like you're saying retro archives or something like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm just clarifying.
To me, I think they did that on purpose. I caught on to that too. Like, it has that retro archive kind of sound. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought you were kind of hinting at, or like insinuating with the name. Like, you named it, but you're saying it's not a program. I got you. That's what I was asking.
I kind of picked up on that too whenever I first started. Like they're archiving retro games. And don't get me wrong, there's some games that RetroArch works really good on, but there's some that they don't work good on. So, like, when it comes to Pokemon, I'll leave the Pokemon Yellow in the RetroArch folder, but I'm gonna play it with Gambit, you know what I mean, which is Game Boy Advanced, for colored version. What's the
other that you have? Like, what are the other alternatives that you
have? For Pokemon? For Pokemon, it's that or RetroArch. Now, I don't know for sure if you can use Dolphin, but you might be able to. I'm not gonna say that 100%. I've never tried it, but for me, I've used it on both RetroArch and on Gambit. The reason why I use it on Gambit is because it's got a glitchy kind of feel to it, and laggy and stuff like that. And there's a few other games that you don't want to use on RetroArch either. So, especially Mupon. These are Nintendo 64 games. You don't want to use these with Gambit at all. So I had to go and I had to use Mupin 64 Plus, which is kind of like what I'm doing with Gambit, you know. And I can also play Zelda, the ones that me and Raptor are doing. I can play those on the Mupin 64 too. So, and once you get it in the file, you hit extract, and it'll extract this entire folder into your documents folder. You just choose the destination, which is emulator games, and I didn't download nothing. I was just showing you the path and stuff like that. And it would come in here, and if nothing else, I would use Crash Bandicoot on RetroArch if I didn't have any other choices. But
Why do you say that? Because it's a better operating system for the game, where
no, just it would be my last resort, is what I'm saying. Like, if I had a choice, I would use Gambit for it, which is what I use for Pokemon. And this is the one I use right here for it. So, and emulators, I believe they also have emulators right here, to where you can come in on Vim's layer and go to the emulation layer, and like these are a list of the emulators that you need for Nintendo. These are the emulators that you need for Genesis, Super Nintendo, Saturn, PlayStation.
so maybe I did that because I didn't now notice that it has the Mac and it has the Android and it has the Linux on. So maybe I downloaded it on the wrong one. That's probably what I had going on, because it downloaded it as a text file. Oh, that makes so much more sense now then, because I didn't understand why I could not play Tetris on my computer. I could only play it on the website. Like whenever I downloaded it on the computer, something weird happened. I'm unsure. But that's probably why I probably touched it on that. But that makes sense.
Now, Nintendo. I haven't dove too much into Nintendo, to be honest with you. I've done PlayStations. So a lot of these I've never tried, so I'm not gonna say those are good, you know what I mean? And like Kiga, I've heard about it, but I've never tried it. I've tried Chronos for a little bit, and I wasn't really too impressed with that. And with the Saturn, that's a kind of tricky right there. Now with Saturn, I use Zemu.
Do you think the older they are, it's the better, just because it means that they've been around for a while, so they sustain a lot? Because I see some stuff that just came out, like it says release date. Oh, does it mean just that version is the release? Oh, okay, so it's still because like you have these, but see, no, because does that mean there hasn't been a new one since 2018 for the other one? So it's not the release date. It's not the update date or the version date. That's when it came out. So then, if it's been around for a long time, you probably can guarantee its accuracy or efficiency at least. Or do you feel as though it's been around long?
Not really when it comes to like these emulators, because here, let me find a good example. Okay, Nintendo 64. You got Project 64, which I use, okay? Now, that's a bad example because it's the oldest, and I do recommend Project 64, actually. So, PCX 2, alright? I have used PCSX2, but I don't recommend that for like a person that's just getting into emulators, because you have to learn more when it comes to using these emulators. And like when you go into a PCSX2 emulator, you have to know how to do the settings and kind of work on getting it to where the game plays right, because if you don't have it on the right settings, then it'll be glitchy, the graphics will mess up, stuff like that. So if you don't know what you're doing, you could mess up your game. So like that's one example I have. Like that's the one thing I like about this right here with RPCS 3. Like you don't have to worry about all that. Sometimes you have to go in and make a couple adjustments, but that's it. And they have the website that I showed you where you look at the compatibility, and if there's problems down on the bottom part, they'll have instructions on how you can fix it if it's fixable. So I don't know if all that made sense or not. But and then like Xbox Zemu.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just still trying to figure out how you can determine, because I don't like to download a lot of stuff on my laptop or any of my devices just because like technology. And so like I'd like to download one that I know would work and be efficient and get the job done. But I guess it's different things for different games, just like even just depending on what I'm gonna play. So I guess I'd have to see what I'm gonna play that I'm definitely gonna be engaging with. Like I know Pokemon, but I definitely want to get Spyro and Crash, and like and Sonic. So I'm gonna have to see what I can play those on, and then I'm gonna have to figure out which one, and then maybe I'll just ask you which one's better. Because like I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of stuff on my laptop. Like I'm not gonna do it. And then so it's just
now
that's what I was asking about the dates. Like, do they matter? Like, what's older is it better or whatever?
On these, this is one thing you do need to know that's important. Like this Xbox 360 right here, they suggest that you use this emulator. I personally, with me, I wouldn't play any Xbox 360 games.
I don't like Xbox. I'd rather just play PlayStation because I'm comfortable with PlayStation. But Super Nintendo, because I think like Super Mario, I have to get on Nintendo. I don't know it on anything else. But I know they have like the little fake versions on PlayStation, but I don't want that. I would like the original. But like Xbox has always been difficult for me. Like even on like a regular console, I never really like the controller. I don't play Xbox.
It's just as complicated, or it's just as bad on the emulators too. Like I'm okay with Zemu, but this Xenia emulator is horrible. I mean, it's just really horrible. I personally, I won't play X360 games on an emulator because of it. I did Gears of War, and I love that game, but it ruined my whole experience because of all the bad stuff that happened with the actual emulator, where it came out glitchy and stuff like that. So I basically don't even want to do the games anymore because it's just that it was a bad experience. And down here, I haven't. Well, I've gotten into these, but what I was wanting to show you was I haven't gotten into these, but I'm gonna check these out too. This Dolphin emulator. Now this.
I just heard about this thing too somewhere else.
This works with the Wii, and it works with GameCube. So here before long, I'm gonna give it a try on some of the games and see how well it works. I haven't tried it yet, but I did want to mention that like you can play Wii games and GameCube games on it. So, and I do have the download for it. I just haven't used it yet. So, yeah, Dolphin right here. So. I do have it. It's just I haven't had a chance to get around to playing it. So, and actually, I don't even know if I've got a game to play it with yet. Let me see. No, wait. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Dragon's Lair. I got Dragon's Lair trilogy that I want to do with it. So, I don't know if you've ever
You
played
about to do
Dragon.
it? No, I have not. But a game about dragons is right up my alley. What? So you about to do it now? You gonna play it a little bit?
Oh, I can't.
Uh,
I've got
oh,
a,
you have to set it up. Okay.
yeah, I've got tons of stuff to do. I just wanted to go through and kind of talk about the emulators and like which right now what I'm wanting to do is just kind of cover the ones that I trust that are good that you can actually play the games on without having too much of a hard time. Because like down here you can see I've got a couple of them already posted, but there's some that I wouldn't recommend to people just starting out, like this PCSX2, which is right here. It's
Oh,
for
okay.
PlayStation 2, but like I said, the settings. Now, once you get used to working with the settings and stuff, then yeah, you can do it. But um, starting out, it's pretty complicated.
And you know why it looks different is because you are on something different. You're on Vimeo.net/emulate. The before we were on the vault.
Hmm.
That's why it looks different.
Yeah, it's up
Uh,
here. Up here, I'm on
but
the
the vault
emulator.
on the bottom.
Now the
Yeah,
vault is here,
yeah.
and the emulator is one selection higher. I've checked out these manual projects, but I don't know if I want to get involved in that. It's just
Uh,
kind of weird. Then they got a message board, so I mean it's a pretty good website, you know. Um, it's not as good as our PCS 2 or 3. I mean, but it's pretty good, and they've been around for a while, so they're pretty reliable. So I better straighten my my capture up, get everything going to where it needs to go.
can people, when you stream on OBS, like if I'm not on Rumble, people are not supposed to be able to see my stream, right? Because then I'm just recording my screen or recording whatever it is I'm doing, right?
Yeah, on screen capture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm not streaming, then but I'm still recording. I'm just recording what I would be streaming if I was streaming, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like there's no audience. It's not supposed to be an audience anyway.
Not supposed to be. Not supposed to be.
That's
All
crazy.
right.
How your screen looks with that.
Not unless you're doing like we're doing with the Jitsi and stuff. I mean, now if you're doing that, that'd be different. But
No, no Jitsi. I knew that already. I was just confirming. But
okay.
you and